Genghis gang. Trees of goodness. Oh, another great day it is, ain't it? Mm-hmm. We made it to another one. I work third shift currently, so I'm just getting off work and getting refreshed. But some of y'all are going to work, at work, getting off work as well. And thank you for your contributions to society. But let's get into something that I wanted to chop it up with on. Excuse me while I break down my herbals. I wanted to talk about the fact that I've seen a lot of people go through this phase of having to release and transition and go forward with certain changes that may not necessarily have been desirable at the time the change was provoked or was catalyzed, and that's typically that's not received too well. That's not received too well. But and I'm one of those people. I'm one of those people. Something happened in my world that made it completely blindsided me. I think to a degree. To a degree, it was a fair amount I was aware of, but I think, and I'll get more into actual detail. It surprised me, the situation and how it has developed. But and it took some time for me to come to terms with the dynamic of it, because it didn't make any logical sense. And that right there is a key point. That's a key point. That's a key point I've noticed in my life. It's a key point because some when things don't make logical sense, then they make illogical sense. And to me, the physical realm corresponds with logic to me, right? But often, sometimes it can be illogical as well, and we would consider those miracles sometimes. uh, so, if that's the case, and illogical things are taking place when I know that this particular cause should have this effect, then I have to ask myself, well, why is this happening, and how could I benefit from this happening? And sometimes it make it take a while to get to that space. Sometimes it's instant, and more times than not, nowadays it's instant. Okay, well, if that happened, so that's because that. Why would this happen? How could I have grown from this? How did I gain from this? Because I'm going to keep growing, and I'm going to keep um, gaining. I guess no other way I can say it. Is what I say. I'm going to keep gaining, because I'm not going to allow myself to see a thing as a loss. So it's a situation that others may feel uncomfortable with. I may not have been comfortable with it to begin with, but then I get to the point where I come to terms and I understand, how am I growing with this? How does this contribute to my work? Because I know it does. And it's like, when you're in the moment of experiencing transition, it's like a baby having the pacifier taken out of its mouth. It's rarely ever responded, like it's rarely ever reacted to with great joy. Like, once a baby gets that pacifier, they are good to go. They're good to go. They are satiated, uh, um, but they're not fulfilled. They're not fulfilled. And there's times in life where you become content with the pacifier, and God, the supreme being in the universe, who we are one with and are experiencing life as, has more in store for you. Like, literally has more greatness in store for you. Like, more greatness really than you can handle. And typically people can't, they just get comfortable with a particular space, so they don't continue to strive, or they don't consider themselves even being able to accomplish certain goals because of the challenges of being able to get there, or of the magnitude of their awareness, and they may not even just view, they can't fathom a path to get to that space. They can't even fathom it. Or could they even see themselves in that space? Even if they couldn't fathom the path, they can't even see themselves in that space. So they just stop. They become content and satisfied. But they're not even content or satisfied. They just stop, because you're here in their daily uh, expressions, their satisfaction or the dissatisfaction, which is what it is typically. So it's like I had to be reminded that you were enjoying the pacifier like too much. And I have more for you. And I know that this resonates with other people as well. Like God has, the universe, the supreme being has so much for us, but we have to let go of the pacifier. The pacifier is just to hold you over until you get what you really desire, which is your meal. You want that mama milk, ideally, but in this instance, it will be a divine formula, a divine form, a divine infamil. I didn't want to use those terms, but brand terms, but the supreme being has a meal prepared for you that you can't even comprehend sometimes. And but that's okay. That's okay as long as you are walking in communion with your inner being. Because if you're walking in communion with your inner being, taking those moments to understand yourself, to clarify misunderstandings within you and bring resolution within you, not always outside of you. A lot of these disputes are more important to clarify within you than they are outside of you. You try to go get answers from somebody else. You try to go get clarification from somebody else. You try to go get excuses or reasonings from somebody else. And it's not, sometimes they don't have it because it's not coming from them. It's coming from a space that's beyond them. They are just reacting to what they are compelled to do. So it's usually more important for you to get that resolution on the inside. And when you can do that, it opens up the floodgates, I feel, for your best course, your best course, your most fulfilling course meal. We're talking about food and pacifiers, that kind of feel. Whatever. The point of this is to understand when you get into spaces of confusion or feeling like you have wants or desires that aren't being met, understand that they will be met. They will be met. You just need to hold on to the feeling, the vision and the feeling of your experience that you desire. You have to hold on to that vision, because things will try to alter it, because that is just creation, experience of creation. So that's a new creation, you altering what it is you said you were. It's something else, but sometimes you need to hold fast and stabilize that vision so that it can come to full fruition of an experience of in the physical realm, so that it can be enjoyed by other reflections around you as well. Uh, and I had to really come to terms with that, because there's been times, and more recently, I felt like I was in a really good landscape, really, really, really good landscape, but it wasn't my the top, it wasn't the top. It was basically, it's funny because I work in a space now where It's the sign says something like, "Don't be afraid to give up the good to go for the great." And it's like, damn, that's real. That's real as hell. Now that it's a fine line there because people will we live in a consumer society in America, so people will continuously just always try to get, and consume and not be thankful or satisfied or content with what it is that they have received. So it's a fine line there. But once again, if you're taking time to get into your inner space and you're removing the trauma and the internal discrepancies so that your inner love can come forth, uh, then your dreams, then you should not settle. You should not settle. And it's important that that's understood. And only you know whether you're doing these things that you need to be doing to be in a space where you cannot settle. And the universe will show you that you can't settle because there's more things that you need to do because there's other people that you're going to affect when you're in those spaces of being your most fulfilled self. So you, the universe, the supreme being, can't risk you self-sabotaging. So the universe will take that pacifier from your mouth so that you can get closer to that full course meal that you're going to lavish in. You are going to relish in every morsel and every bite of this experience that you have manifested for yourself because you did not settle. You did not become content, and you put the work in to receive. You put the work in to have the clarity to know how your most fulfilled reality will feel. And that feeling of loving every aspect of your life is the highest reward and the most fulfilling space that you can be in. And it generates the most love. It generates the highest vibration. And we are in a space to where that is paramount. Creating high vibrations is necessary and detrimental to the productivity of this realm, in every realm. That's on the up and up, I guess you could say. Which all of them are, you know, in perspective sake. So anyway, the main point of me wanting to share this with myself is the fact that you have to be you have to have the courage to let go of the pacifier, knowing that that full course is there. Not that it's coming, like it is there for you. It is there for you. So go about your typical routines of growth and introspection and personal development. Because if a pacifier was taken from you, you better believe that you have an extraordinary meal coming your way. You will eat. The harvest is here. The harvest is here. And I feel like a lot of people need to hear that. Specifically me. No, I'm just playing. But a lot of people need to hear that. I'm just seeing the waves and I'm feeling the waves and I'm running into people. Like I said, I'm running into people that are carrying a certain vibration. And I'm having to go into this mode of uh really getting them to understand, like, yo, no, you need to understand, like, who the fuck you are. Like, you need to understand that it's people gonna do what the fuck they do. A lot of folks, more folks than fucking realize, they are responding to things. They're not doing their own will. So, but if you make the decision to do God's will that's in your heart, if you make that decision to do that thing, you talking about every dream. You talking about any and every dream that you can fathom in time will be experienced. It will be experienced. Don't let go of your dreams. Don't let go of your visions. And don't let go of your love for you. Don't let go of that because somebody else or something else did not exchange the energy that you desired in those moments that you were expecting. Don't let it go. Don't fall into somebody else's or something else's vision of yourself. Like, don't allow it to take place because your vision, your internal sight is the most fucking important. It is the most important. It is the most important. And oftentimes we let that power go. We give that power away. We give it to somebody else. We give it to something else. Because so often, for so long, we've been disempowered through very subtle ways. So I just wanted to make it clear to understand when a pacifier is being removed from you. Because it's time to fucking eat. It's time to fucking eat. I'm talking about it's time to enjoy your life. It's time to live your dreams. It's time to experience your most fulfilled life. And I know it's kind of hard to believe, but it's not really. Because we never fucking doubted that we would get there. We just didn't really know when. And I've always been in a space to where I want now, of course. I desire now, of course, but I don't give a fuck. I don't give a fuck when it comes. I'm going to get to it. I'm going to experience it. And that is satisfactory to me because there's people who, there's billions of people who do not ever get to live their dreams. Some people don't even actually dream at night. Imagine not being able to dream at night, and then you can't even live your dreams during the day. I can at least say, God damn, I might not be dreaming at night, but I'm living my dreams. I can say that. And I don't necessarily even, when I'm supposed to dream at night, then I will. But right now, it's not necessarily a priority because I daydream very well. I have very good insight in psychic capabilities and clear awareness. So everybody's built differently, and people will put themselves in different boxes because they're listening to other people, but they're not listening to themselves. They're not analyzing their world. They're not analyzing what they have been shown for them, because what you have been shown is for you. What they have been shown is for them, and they can share it with you, and that's a gift. That's a gift when somebody chooses to share some of their gems with you. But that doesn't mean their gems were for you. Your gems are for you, and you got to dig in deep and get them. You got to dig in deep and get them. Some deeper than others. There's clues and tips and ways you can get into you can dig. you can dig. There's ways and clues and tips to get there, but that's a whole nother topic. The main thing I want to talk about was just be encouraged, be inspired, be excited, be anxious, and not anxious like, not anxiety like it's never going to. When is it gonna come? When is it? No. That's not. I'm talking about be anxious like it is fucking here. Like it is here, and I can't wait to share with other people. And I can't wait to see other people's reactions to these things, to this world I created for us. I'm excited. I'm excited for you. I'm excited for us. Bliss and Power. Commit to the grit. Commit to the great. I love you. I appreciate you. I cherish you. We need you. We salute you. Thank you for being the best you. If you don't see it, I see it. So just keep being it. Much love.